What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man? Check it out. I'm Rob Bodie. I'm in Studio 39, aka the Bear Cave. I was about to call it the Bear Zone, man. Nonetheless, this is Wednesday, man. You know what it is. True Exposure Live, brought to you by Spotlight39, man. Bringing you anything and everything Championship 7v7. So do what you do. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel. Make sure you share on Facebook. Do what you got to do on Twitch. Not sure how that works. I'm just on there. Check us out on Twitter, man. Very easy to find. True Exposure Media, Spotlight39. Go find us, go like us, go share us. Let's give these kids the exposure they deserve. So with that being said, man, we got a great show. We got 3 great coaches. But tonight, I'm joined by a super special guest. The man behind the scenes most of the time. Who is that? You'll find out after the recap video. There it is, man. There's the recap. The last event brought to you by my guy Josh. Big Hits Live, doing real big things. Make sure you check him out on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff, man. But you see it, man. We got a couple special guests. It's not my guy Steve right now. It's my guy Jacob. It's the man behind everything. So what's going on, Jacob? How you feeling?
What's up, Rob? It's been a minute, man.
It has
It's been
been.
a
It's
while.
been a little
Doing
while,
good.
man. So,
Yeah.
so my guy's over here driving the big boy truck with the monster trailer, leaving, stormy Texas and going to sunny Florida. So we're going to get to that in a second. But we got another guest. It's another friend of mine that, we linked up probably a year and a half ago when Spotlight 39 started up. And that's my guy, Coach Will, out of Pennsylvania. PA Elite, right? 7v7 AAU basketball. He does pretty much everything. So how are you feeling, sir?
All good. We get that same weather down here that Jacob experiencing, but we're excited about what's going on down here in Pennsylvania. We're ready to rock.
Look, man, you guys keep it. We've had enough in Virginia. So by all means, keep all the ice, keep all the snow. Apparently the groundhog said we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter. I'm not excited about that, but it is what it is, man. So look, let's get into it. Let's get into some fun. Let's have a great conversation between some great dudes talking championship 7v7, talking PA Elite, talking about, coexisting, co-branding, right? Working together, coming together for the right reasons. We got a tournament in Pennsylvania brought to you by PA Elite. Then we got a tournament down in Florida brought to you by Championship 7v7. So fellas, I'm going to let you guys just kind of kick off the conversation. What do we get to look forward to?
Well, I mean, so first and foremost, we want to appreciate Coach Will and bringing his organization on and linking up with Championship 7v7 as an affiliate event, because that's an important part of what we do. We're very selective with the organizations that we work with because we typically keep everything in-house. So we do have a few affiliate events. So it's really with guys that we have a relationship with, we feel like that do good business, we can trust. He had it last year, so we discussed going into this year, thought it'd be a good fit, and he killed it, man. I think he's sold out. He's what, Coach? You've been sold out for a while, right?
Yeah, we've been sold out for a month now.
So
Yeah.
when we talk sold out, what are we talking? Are we talking a 10-team tournament and we're sold out? Are we doing big things over here in Pennsylvania,
Yeah, we're going
West
we're going to
Virginia?
3 divisions: 14U, 15U, 18U, and with us, we're all indoors. So our sold out numbers are 24 teams per division,
Okay.
right? Because we can only get so many teams in on a Saturday and Sunday standpoint. The facility that we're using is a brand new facility. It also has an outdoor full field, but unfortunately we're able to use that right now because it's 10 degrees outside. I won't do that to anybody trying to
Yeah.
have people play outside when it's 10 degrees. But we had at each age group after we sold out, 14U had 12 teams that was on the waiting list. 15U had 26 teams on the waiting list, and 18U had 20 teams on the waiting list. So we just got to a point where we knew the numbers that we were looking for at each division, and when we got there, we shut it down. We couldn't do any more than that. It was time to shut it down.
Okay. Okay. So doing big things in Pennsylvania. What do we got going on down in sunny Florida?
So Florida, we're rolling back into Florida. A lot of tournaments going on there this weekend, but we'll be rolling around 30 teams this weekend. Got some top teams coming into play. A little bit of a smaller venue, a little bit more of an intimate setting, but man, we're excited. Florida's always fun for us. So, between the two events, kind of across the country, it's going to be a great look. Get a lot of teams active, a lot of opportunities for these young men.
Yeah, man. So speaking of opportunities, right? There was a great opportunity to come together, and I want you guys to kind of touch on that a little bit more. Now that we got a snapshot of what we get to look forward to, in the north and the south, right? So how did that happen? How did you guys come together? Obviously, Will's been in the game for a while. You've been in the game for a while, but what brought the two together to become partners and have an affiliate event?
Well, so I'll start because I think for me, I've watched him grow his brand. So I've been doing this for about 15 years, 4 years on the TruXposur Championship 77 side. Watched what he did, watched the moves that he made last year. He attended some of our events. He's built a solid organization on the 77 side with his teams. Uh, Runs it solid, ran a great event last year. And so, typically we like to hit areas that are difficult for us to get into. We have an expansion plan, but growth is slow, right? You don't want to grow too fast and try and be in places that you just can't get to easily. So felt like it presented a great opportunity. We had conversations. Obviously, Coach likes our platform, likes what we do. So we had several discussions, and you just felt like it'd be the best thing to do. We offer all of our affiliates, the winning teams get a paid bid to the Battle
There it
Royale
is.
22 National Championship.
I was waiting
So it's
on it.
always good. Yeah, so it's always good to be linked to something larger, right? So that's what we're providing. He provides us an area with an event to where we couldn't. It's well run. It's a partnership, and so moving forward, it's deeper than just the 7-on-7. I imagine we'll do a lot more things together. But it's a good opportunity for the teams that are attending his event. They'll play in a great event, but they'll be able to get qualified and the opportunity to win a paid bid to Nashville. So it's a
And
win-win.
and where's Nationals at? Let the people know.
So it's going to be, hey, we had it in Tampa last year. We're going back to Tampa this year for Battle Royale 2022. We had 139 teams last year. We
Mm.
were running 30 fields at a time. So, we want to exceed that this year. We want to push 150, 180 teams.
Man, look, I can't wait. I can't wait, man. So for you, Will, right? We got his side, but what for you? Like, what made what was the deciding factor to say, what, Championship 7v7? They do things the right way, right? They've got the mantra of we play football. If you can't do it Friday night, you can't do it here. And I think that speaks volume for the character of the organization and the events that they put on. But what was the deciding factor, for you and PA Elite to say, what, Championship 7v7 is who we want to partner with?
Yeah, so we had been to a lot of tournaments. fortunate for me and my organization, we're kind of in an affluent area where some of the organization out there doesn't have some of the financial background that some of the kids in my organization have. So we can jump on the flight and go wherever we want to go and do a lot of those types of things, right? So we've been a lot of places. And what we experienced was a lot of disorganization and just things not run the right way. And we had never been to a championship 7v7 tournament. So it was kind of like, let's try this. We're seeing a lot of stuff about this organization out there. Let's give these guys a chance and fly to Texas and see what this is about.
Here
So
it
we
is.
flew out 5 teams to Texas from Pittsburgh, and it literally blew my parents away. Like from the time that we arrived to at the fields, the hospitality, just the organization of it, and just how the tournaments ran itself. And after that, we have a lot of meetings with our parents, and it got more to be more about if we start doing stuff and we start traveling places, those are the events that we should be going to every time. We don't want to go to any other tournaments. We want to go to championship 7v7 tournaments. So that's kind of where we're at. We'll do some of our local events. That's anywhere between, call it, the 3 to 5 hour drive tournaments. We're starting to host maybe one per year just to give our guys one in our region. But everything that we do that's going to be a travel tournament will be with the Championship 77 brand because, number one, the organization is through the roof.
I love it, man. So let's talk a little bit about the event that's popping off in Pennsylvania, right? Or technically West Virginia, based out of Pennsylvania, right? Kind of on the line.
Yep.
So here it is, right? It's this weekend, the 5th and 6th, sold out event. I'm gonna let you say where at in West Virginia because I'm not gonna try to butcher that. But this is the flyer. I'd say register, but you can't. It's sold out. So late to the dance. But most definitely check it out. If you're in the area, it'd be great entertainment. So that's the flyer. What else do we need to know? What else do we want the world to know about PA Elite? Talk to me about some of the dudes, man. I need to know some of the guys. That's what it's about. True exposure. Let's highlight some of the guys.
True. So I'll start some of my guys, right? So we got 12U, 14U, 15U, 18U. Um, and I've been doing this for a while. I started this when my son was a ninth grader, and I started it for him and a group of his friends. He put a team together of 22 kids, right? And he wanted me to coach him. A couple of my buddies wanted us to coach him. All 22 of those kids are in college right now. My son plays at Columbia University Ivy League, and the other 21 of those 22 kids, I think it was 18 that went D1. So I have a really good eye for talent, right? So talking about my current dudes, my 14-year-old group right now is probably one of the best groups I've ever seen on the 7-on-7 circuit. Period.
Mm,
I mean, I have some guys that are going to be some of the biggest recruits in the country when their time come. Just to name a few names, we have a quarterback by the name of Nolan DeLucia. He goes to the school down here. It's called Peters Township. His receiver is probably one of the best receivers in the country at the 14U age group, Colson Gatson. He's just a monster, 6'2", 6'3" receiver that catches everything. Then we have another kid. We actually just came from a tournament in Michigan. We were missing this kid. He's a newer kid to our organization named Ashton Black. He's a 6'4" receiver with speed and can jump everywhere. He's 14 years old. Then we have a cornerback by the name of Larry Moon out of one of the legendary high schools down here called Aliquippa High School. And then we have another 14-year-old cornerback by the name of Josiah Mathis that's just as good as Larry. They both are just dogs on the corner. So that's our 14U group.
that's
We have
that's
a referral.
14U, and he spoke that
Right.
highly of 14U kids. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
And I don't like to talk about kids when they're young, but when you see the talent that some of these kids have at 14U, it's really special to see the way that they can move and the talent that they possess. So 14U is loaded. We're excited to have those guys for many more years to come, and they're going to be the foundation of our program. Moving to 15U, kind of the same thing. We have some really good players there. Some of the players that stand out there, quarterback wise, we have a kid named by the name of Logan Carlisle. We have quarterback by the name of Eric Kasparovich. He's actually playing 18U. We don't even let him play 15U. Some kids are just good enough where we don't hold them back. If
I
they're
love
good
it.
enough to play up, we play them up. We have a kid by the name of Nico Andrews, who's a really good receiver. He goes to the same school as Eric Kasparovich as his receiver. So a lot of that where we have the quarterback and then we get the receivers from the school kind of tied up together so that like A lot of people use this thing to try to go chase trophies. We use it for development. So we get a lot of kids from the same schools that come in as a package deal. And
Yep.
we kind of keep them on the same team so that when they go back to their school, those guys are ready to rock and ready to go. And then one of the best players in our whole entire group at 15U is a kid by the name of Xavier Thomas. He's a ninth grader. He goes to Pittsburgh Central Catholic, which is one of the legendary high schools in the country. And as a freshman, which is unheard of because my son went there, Xavier actually started as a corner at Pittsburgh Central Catholic. My kid, as I spoke to you guys earlier, he didn't get played Pittsburgh Central Catholic until he was a junior over there. So if anybody's playing over there as a freshman, that tells you that they're big time over there. That's a name to really, really be on the lookout for, Xavier Thomas.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So look, man, you can't leave the 18U out. Look,
Yep.
Jacob's
So
running out of daylight. He's running out of daylight right now. You got to shout out a couple of kids, and then I'm gonna let Jacob, say what he's got to say before he hits the road, man. He's got a storm to chase.
Nope. No, so 18U, right? We have two teams at 18U, and both of the teams are just we don't do, we call it in our organization, we don't do A teams and B teams. We do good teams, right? So both of our teams are really good. Um, the thing is, our organization is called PA Elite, but we also get players from West Virginia, and we got a ton of really good players from West Virginia, right? One of the players that's standing out right now is a kid by the name of Riley Watkins. He's a receiver slash DB out of West Virginia. This can do it all. Slot receiver with big speed.
Committed or uncommitted?
Yeah, catches everything. Quarterbacks, we have a quarterback that's a 10th grader that offers last week. He's out of West Virginia, also in Chicago. We had a lot of really good quarterbacks that come through my organization. 4 of them are playing D1 right now. Jakai is just something special. You just see it, you know it. He's going to be a kid that in 3 or 4 years he's going to be signing with one of these major big schools out there. After that, we transitioned to a guy like Matt Boyce. He's a linebacker for us at a school down here called Seton LaSalle. Really strong player for us. And then one other name that I'll give you, and you got a ton of them, but one other name that I'll give you that's a really good player for us is Ty Lagoni. He's out of Upper St. Clair High School out down here. He plays safety for us. Kid just flies around. The ball's in the air. The ball's his. So definitely going to be a player that a lot of schools are on as he transitions into his senior year.
I love it, man. So look, that's what it's about. True exposure. Shout out these kids. Now we can cut this video up, right, when it's all said and done, and we can just play it all over social media. Give them another tool to add to their toolbox because Coach Will is hyping them up. That's what it's all about, man. So Jacob, before you run out of daylight, what else do you got for us, man? What else do you want to tell the world, while we got you on screen before you go behind the scenes again?
No, man, it's just good. It's good to be back in the grind of the season again. It's early on. And we're just looking forward to just killing it this season. Already looking forward to nationals. We got a lot of things that we're going to be dropping throughout the season. So there's going to be some special things that we're going to be doing from our nonprofit side, trying to give back to some organizations, to some players. Because, the whole platform, what we do is ultimately to give back to all these young men, try and get them to where they need to go. So just stay tuned. There's a lot of good stuff coming, a lot of great events. Hey, Coach, after hearing that, man, I got to see some of those guys soon, man.
That's it.
This sounds like you loaded up again.
Yeah, they'll be down, especially that 14U group. We're getting, because the word spreads fast, right? And everybody wants me to bring them here, there, and everywhere. So We'll definitely be all over the place. We're definitely coming to nationals. So you'll definitely see them there. But we're going to try to get to a tournament or two that you guys are sponsoring before then, just to give them the feel of what the things are, how the flow is, so that when we get to Tampa, it's not something new. That's the one thing about our organization also this year. Last year, we topped out at, 290 kids in the program. We scaled back this year intentionally because we just felt it was way too big. But even this year, our numbers are at 186. And we're looking, to bring literally the whole organization when we come out there to Tampa at Nationals.
Look, man, you're going to need a few planes. But look,
fellas, that's why we come.
Fellas, it was an absolute pleasure. You get back on the road, Jacob. Coach Will, you get back to your business, man. You probably got an AAU, basketball program. You got to jump on a conference call or something, man. That's what you do, man. He does all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to bring this up one more time while you guys depart. I appreciate you guys jumping on. We're going to queue up our next guest here in just a minute. But I do want to bring this back up to shout it out, man. This is an affiliate event. It's happening in however you pronounce that, West Virginia. It's an indoor facility, brand new. So if you're in the area, check it out. Support the kids. Show some love. Again, fellas, I appreciate you.
Hey, let me give you the name of that town also.
Yeah, give it to us.
Tri-Adelphia, West Virginia.
Triadelphia. So they tried to be Philadelphia, but they didn't succeed. So they ended up in West Virginia. Look, man, I get it. It's all good. All right, gentlemen, I appreciate it. With that being said, I'm gonna bring up a special image, man. I do it every show. Let me pull it up here, and that is who? Our great sponsors, Zenith Loop. Zenith Loop, powering the entire Championship 7v7 circuit. They got the headgear, man. You want to protect the dome? Get with Zenith Loop. Next up, we got Yoked. It's the powder of all powders, man. If you watch the videos on social media, these kids, they don't know what they're getting into. They open it up, and then bang, minds are blown. Minds are blown. Grip Boost. Grip Boost is just that. They got the gear for the hands, so you're ready to go. Ready to go, all right? So with that being said, we're going to get to our next guest. So I'm going to bring in a familiar face and then a brand new face. There it is, man. Steve, full HD. How are you, sir? We got audio. I've got no audio from you, sir. I cannot hear you.
Over here, doing good.
Hey, there you are.
Yes,
there
sir,
you are.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. How about you, Coach? How you feeling?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you guys for having me on. Good to see you, Steve.
I love it. Hey, Steve, man, do this. I'm going to kick you off.
Brother. Good to see you, too.
Steve, I'm going to kick you off. You rejoin because we got a delay in audio, and that's going to fix that. So while we're doing that, man, formally introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, the program that you rock with, and anything else that you want us to know about you. This is your intro, man. Go ahead and tell us who you are.
So I'm Coach Mike Siciliano, coach for Gridiron Elite. We're based out of Oviedo, Florida, Orlando area. We got talent from all in the Orlando area. We've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years. My dad and I have put this program together. We've been doing it, like I said, 4 or 5 years, and we built the program from the ground up. I coached high school football for a little bit. Now currently just graduated from UCF, doing my master's degree out at the University of Florida in sport and
Pause.
business.
Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment. Huge
Thank you.
accomplishment. I just
Thank
wanted to announce that, man. That's a big deal. So, sorry.
Thank you.
Back to who you
And
are.
and you know, we love doing this 7-on-7 stuff together. We love helping out kids. You know, just giving them a platform and a unique experience that many kids don't get to experience. And that's a little bit about who I am and what we do. And we're just trying to be the best coaches we can, and give back to these kids in the program and throughout the Orlando community and thereon.
I love it, man. So, look, Steve, do we got audio and are we on a solid connection or do we got a delay? Look, I got the smile. Give me a mic check.
Check 1, check 2.
There it is. Look, man. Steve, take 2 seconds. Tell the world what you do, man, because, just in case they ain't tap in last week or the week before, give them a snapshot of who Steve is and what you do with Championship 7v7 TruXposur.
Hey, you know what? I'm just over here. I'm over here trying to be a support. So I do everything that's necessary to support. So if the house has 3 legs, I'll be a 5th. We're gonna do what we can to support. And so that's
there
what
it
I'm here
is.
for. I'm here to support.
There it is. So Coach, I'm just gonna do this. I don't know if this is good or bad, but my guy Josh is tapped in. Big Hits Live. He said, "Please don't bring me up."
Josh is a good guy. Josh is a good guy. I gave him a little bit of a hard time with a couple of the clips, but he's a good guy. I was like, "Are you anti-Gridiron Elite or something?" I don't know, because all I did was see bad clips. But Josh
Look,
does
man.
an awesome job.
If you're gonna be there Saturday, Sunday. My guy Josh is gonna get those clips.
I'm gonna come up to him.
He's getting those clips, man. Look, you want to go viral? No joke. You want to go viral? That's the dude. I mean, he hits the 1 million plus. It's outrageous. Steve, man, what you got?
I'm gonna say something real quick though, but both Coach Mike and Coach Vince, both of them, their programs are so phenomenal. Let's not sleep on it for a second. Now, Coach, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. You can be honest with the folks, let the people know. Coach, do you have any major sponsorships from any shoe companies?
None.
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 Okay. So
Zero.
coach took his coaching, their recruiting, and the skills of putting their cohesion together. And coach is too humble to say it, but coach went out and they've been consistently beating top ranked sponsored teams. Not once, twice. Separate tournaments, separate officials, separate administrators. People sleep on Gridiron. They walk out. They might not know the name. Coach, South Florida Express, beat them once, beat them twice. Well-to-do program. What was the strategy behind getting dubs both times against them in two different tournaments?
Well, first off, it was with the 15U. South Florida Express, like we all know, is the cream of the crop. It's amazing program what they do down there. Have the utmost respect for them. And the past two tournaments, we went down to Battle Miami. We saw them on Elimination Sunday in the first round. Ended up getting the best of them. We were down 16-0. Came back within 9 minutes and won 17-16. Kids just continue to fight, stick within the system. Don't panic, keep going. That's the biggest thing with that one. And then we saw them again at Pylon. It was pretty funny. Us and their coaches, we come up, we're like, dang, we see you guys again. And, again, went down to the wire, ended up pulling it out 13-6. Again, just, staying within the scheme, kids trusting one another. And, like you said, a lot of teams sleep on us. We're in Orlando. The household names like Certified Dogs, 24K, Lowood, Central Florida All Stars. But I think now people are finally realizing that Gridiron Elite is in the cream of the crop. And I say that in the most humble way possible. And, you can line up anybody you want in front of us. And, we're going to give you your best shot. And we're going to go till the whistle hits zero, the clock hits zero. And you know what? It's gonna be a battle every single game. So please do not sleep on us. Our kids are hungry, and we're always ready to compete and battle.
I love it.
So
Man,
just in
look,
case they don't know, every time Gridiron Elite is with us, every time they're with us and you decide to go play somewhere else, it makes a coach like me think maybe you're going somewhere for an easy win because these young men are going to put some work in. Now, Coach Vince is very humble. He does not do any talking.
Yeah, yeah,
That's Mike's father. Coach Vince very humble. You're not going to hear him talk even close to the stuff that we're talking about. Very respectable coach. One of the type of coaches that if you could put coaches in the Hall of Fame for their work, that's a coach I think could get there. Now, my thing is this: let's just speak the truth. If you're going to other tournaments and you running away from competition because you think, I already know the scheme, I already know what boys they got on those teams, what would you tell them, Coach Mike? I mean, what would you tell them? Is there a reason for them to go run and try to play somewhere else, or should they come get the smoke every single time? Because there's nothing wrong with losing. It's just that if you're running from a challenge, it makes it seem like you might want to go where competition's a little weaker.
I think the biggest thing is what we have to realize: we're doing a disservice to the kids from running away from competition. I think competition breeds excellence out of kids and coaches. And you know what? The biggest thing is we're getting better out here in 7-on-7. So I'll give you a prime example. And coach, you saw this from the first tournament. First year doing a 12U, we came out, we played the Irish. They beat us pretty good the first game. We come back in the championship against them. They ended up beating us, but it was more of a battle. So now the kids are like our kids. We always tell them we want to play against the best. We know that's the standard for 12U. We go to Pylon, we get them the first game. And our kids are pumped, they're excited. Those guys won Pylon by the way, and congrats to them. They're an incredible organization, incredible people, just all around. The kids are awesome, just great. And we ended up beating them for the first time. You would have thought we won the Super Bowl, but the kids were happy. They were able to take down a giant. So it's a confidence booster. And like I said, I have the utmost respect for the Irish and what they do and their kids. And like Steve Harrison, Tyler's dad, told me, we look forward to more and more battles. And that's what you want to see out of different teams. You want to see the top of the top teams within each age group continue to go at it from January all the way to June to nationals, because like I said, it's only going to get us better.
Yeah, man. That
Love
was
it, coach. I love it. Love it.
look, Steve. He just touched on our guy QB1, right? He touched on
He
our boy
did touch
Ty.
on QB
Boy,
that special QB Tyler. He did
look,
touch on
man.
him. Now here's the thing. Since Tyler's already got so much shine, and I love the Harrison family, love Coach Mize. I just got to go ahead and let Coach Mike give me the love for his kids now.
That's
Now
it,
Coach
man.
Mike,
Shout him
go
out.
ahead, shout out your QB1, shout out your QB1, shout out your players. If you got to go through the whole roster, the parents are tuning in to hear their little baby's names being called. I know there's a mom right now. She done stopped in the store, tune into this show so she can hear Coach Mike talk about her baby. So, Coach, this is the floor for you. Give true exposure for the babies.
So I'm going to go through the three of our teams. We have a 12U, a 15U, and an 18U.
Love it.
I'm only going to name about 4 kids per team because if I sit here, I'm going to be here all night if I continue to go through the roster. Because
Coach, we
before I
got
say any,
time because we love your kids. We love your kids. We got time, Coach. Do what you do.
before I say anything about our kids individually, I just want to say everybody on our team, they're special in their own way, great athletes, and they're just awesome. So I'll start off with the 12U. At quarterbacks, I got 2 awesome quarterbacks. I got one, Blake McCullough, his name is. He is every bit of it. He's Greg Olson's nephew, a great kid, smart athlete, just a student of the game. He's just always locked in 24/7, and he's a leader. It's pretty uncommon to see a kid train as much as he is. And he's an awesome kid, great family. Another quarterback, Bryson Marbury. His dad also played in the league. Uh, Great kid, just awesome, funny kid. He has great arm strength for a 12-year-old. He can push it 40 yards down the field, and competitive. They're just competitive kids. And you know what? I can deal with competitive kids all day and they just want to win. And then when it comes to a couple of my skill guys, one kid, Devin Coleman, a wide receiver. I call him my little Cooper Cup. He's 12 years old. I've never seen a 12-year-old run routes like he does. But, he trains with me and he works out with me about 3 times a week. And, he does a great job. The biggest thing is, continually to stay humble and, keep working. And then lastly, for 12U, I have a kid by the name, and Steve, you've seen him in the tournaments. He's a safety, number 2, Kamari Solomon. This kid is special.
Yeah.
He is
Woo.
probably he's a dude for a 12-year-old. I've never seen a kid at his stature and how he plays. So you know what? He's a great kid, great family. Ball instincts are off the chain. He goes and attacks the football, and he's just a great player. And you know what? He constantly makes plays for us, play after play. We were at Pylon this past weekend, and he made about 3 dudes fall, and it was something to see. So you know what? He's working real hard. But those are my 12U boys. The rest of them, awesome kids. I can go on and on about them, but you know what? They're awesome. And then when we move over to 15U, uh, one of our guys who was an 8th grade starter last year for us, starting again this year, goes by the name of Brady Manning. If you saw us when we were playing in the first tournament, Steve, he's a safety. Number 1, he's the one who got the pick 6 on the goal line and took it to the house. Kid just got instincts. Goes to Oviedo High School.
Yeah.
He's a freshman. He just constantly makes plays for us, and he did it as an 8th grader. And the game's starting to slow down for him as a freshman, and he's incredible. He's all over the place, and he can be a big time, safety at the next level. And then when you look at a running back DB also who started as an 8th grader for us last year, is now a freshman at Haggerty High School, Jalen Lewis. Great player, great hands, smart kid, comes from a good family, very quick, smart, all around, just awesome. And then last 2 guys on my back end on defense, my dad's defense, I would say. A DB, Terrence Clayton of Lake Mary, uh, locks up one side. I can confidently say we got 2 DBs that can really lock down each side of their field. He's about 5'10". He can play in the nickel or he can play on the outside. And, he's a leader on the back end, very communicative, great hips, ball skills. And then lastly, Antoine Kane, the brother of Daniel Edwards, who also starts at Illinois. He's 6'2". He's 15 years old, DB. Really holds up one side of the field and has great ball skills. So, the 15U is very special. Last year, they ended up finishing 11th in the country. But this year, we lost some guys because they got a little older. But, we started out a little bit slow this year. But you know what? We came through the first tournament, runner up to 24K. Great team, great program. Chris Mitchell's my boy. Love him. So I'm ready for more battles with them. Hopefully they're there this weekend because I'm ready for round 2 with them.
They
But
will be there. They will be there.
good. I like it. I like it. They got an awesome program. Awesome. So the best of the best. And you know what? The 15U is going to be special. And lastly, for my 18U, I have 2 quarterbacks. I got Anthony Benzia, quarterback from Haggerty. He's 6'5", about 215. Can sling it. He can run. He can sling it. Great ball skills. Really knows how to read the field, and he's got a rocket of an arm. So he's definitely going to be a 2023 guy out of Haggerty High School. Great player, great kid. And then my other quarterback, Carson Sekiros-Lasky. He's 15 years old, playing up with 18U from Lake Highland Prep. Great quarterback. Probably the smartest quarterback I've ever been around. Always holding himself to a high standard. He was our quarterback for our 15U last year that led us to that national ranking and got us on the map in the scene. Awesome guy. Really can sling it, and he just has a great feel for the game. And I definitely predict him to be an Ivy League quarterback. Got a 4.2 GPA. A very smart kid, awesome guy. And then my last 2 guys, I'm going to go offense and defense. On defense, I got a kid by the name of Will Watson, safety from Winter Park High School. Long, rangy, 6'2", built, physical, will press you at the line, can play in the nickel, can play on the outside corner, or he can play in the safety. He's very good. And then one more guy on defense by the name of Jaden Alberti, a corner from Orlando Christian Prep, been a starter since his freshman year of high school. Freshman year. He's going into his senior year. We can see him as an FCS type of guy, D1 guy. He just knows how to lead. He just has a great feel. And then lastly, one of my favorite guys. He's about 5'7". His name goes by the name of Braylon Knopf. He comes out with specs and goggles, and you look at him and you'll think, who the heck is this kid? And let me tell you guys something. This kid knows how to play football and will run routes. He's a 2024 guy. He currently holds an offer from FAU, and he will blow up on the scene as he continues to get older. One of my favorite receivers, one of my favorite kids I've ever been around. Great kid, great family. Shout out to his dad, Lorenzo. He's my guy. But just an all-around, all teams. I can go on and on. Like I said, I feel like I've been going on and on. But
Hey, it's all good.
great. And those are all my guys.
Coach.
And
Hold up. Coach brought the energy.
Coach.
This dude brought the energy. Like, he got so hyped up every time he talked about a young man. I loved it.
This is Coach all the time. This is Coach. And you know how you know that when he says my kids, this is how you know somebody that really spend time with their children. Coach know everything about his kids.
That's it.
In high school, I bet Coach know their parents' name. I bet he knows what their favorite food is. This is from a lineage of teaching football, but also teaching empathy and care for your children. So, Coach, we got some 15U coming out. Coach, we're gonna have the Dogs come back out.
Nice.
4K come back out. Team from Missouri come out called Team Takeover. They were with us in Plano. We got Cam's team coming too. So
Right.
it's gonna be a light show, Coach. It's going to be a light show, Coach. And with your personality and the talent of those kids, boy, it should be exciting to watch. Not only that, Coach, I'm gonna give you a little extra because I know, Coach, we're gonna do special Zooms in 4K Ultra HD. We're gonna have a live feed from our drones. So we are going live 100% of the time so that everybody can see the action on our fields. Coach, I can't wait to see what you guys do.
Look, man. So look, with all that excitement, I almost forgot. We got to show the kids some love. So I'm gonna bring up a photo.
Let's go.
Right? These are some of the kids.
Hey, that's Coach's dad right there. That's Coach's dad.
That's our 18U team down in Battle, Miami. Those are those boys.
Okay. So those are those kids, right? Hold on, man. Coach, you're getting a lot of love right now, too. You got some followers on here.
Uh-oh. There he is.
Look. Steve said, man, I bet some of these babies' moms are watching right now, right? They want to see their baby's name shouted out. They're all on the comments, boy. So, look, with that, let's bring up the video, too. We got to play the video. Let's check him out. So, what are we watching here? Walk us through these dudes.
So this was our last year teams. We don't have any content right now.
Okay.
From this year, but this is our last year. We had some special teams, a lot of returners. Great kids. Shout out to my boy. You got to follow him. L Productions on Instagram and Twitter. He goes by the name of Luke Portman. One of the best content creators out here. He does all our video, our content,
Pause.
everything like that. The very
Pause.
of the best. Oh,
He ain't
I'm
part of
sorry.
he ain't part of our squad. No, I'm playing. Look. By all means, look. If that's your guy and he does what he does, man, shout that
But
man
he
out.
may
Show him
be
some
part
love.
of our team. But he may be part of our team. Luke, we calling you out, Luke. If you're really about the life, hit Coach up tonight. Tell Coach to send through your information, and we might check you out because you never
Hey,
know.
he'll be
We
here
do
this
things to
weekend.
grow, and we love it. We
That's
love to
awesome.
grow, and we love to see talent. We love to see talent. So let's see what you got, Luke. Let's see
I
what
love
you
it.
got.
So check
Okay.
this out. Check this out, fellas. We got an audible, right? We get to keep Coach on here for a few more minutes. If you've got a few minutes, I want to hear a few more guys, right? And maybe we focus on the 18U and let's talk about some of the guys. Let's talk about some of their grades, right? And I want you to be specific with some of the guys that maybe are under recruited or maybe underrated, right? Let's talk about some of those dudes because unfortunately, Coach Lindsay, his phone has died and he had to jump off. So I'm not sure if he's going to join us tonight
Come
or
on,
not.
Rod. Come
But you
on,
got you
Rod.
got you got an
Stay on here
opportunity.
longer.
You got an opportunity.
All
So
right.
take it,
So
man. Let's hear about some of these kids, man.
when it comes to our 18U boys, one guy that I think is going to come onto the scene goes by the name of Caleb Barber. He's
Okay.
6'4" wide receiver. He's about 225. Receiver, tight end. He played his first year of football at Haggerty High School. He's a class of 2023 guy, and he broke the record for most touchdowns and most receiving yards and receptions. So, in saying that, kid can go up and get the ball. Kid can run routes. Kid is just so much full of talent. It's like a basketball player out there on the field. He just knows how to just go up and go get it. That's one guy. Another guy, I would have to say he goes by the name of Nolan Chambers from Jacksonville, Florida. Very, very good receiver. Great kid, has over a 3.0 GPA, very quiet kid. He'll talk trash here and there, but he really does an awesome job. He looks like a linebacker safety, but he wants to play receiver, but I can definitely see him transitioning over to safety. The kid just wants to go play college football. And then another kid I would have to say is Brian Green, also from Jacksonville, Florida. Excuse
So
me.
so with that, are we talking about these guys in this photo?
Yes.
Fantastic. Let's talk about. I'm gonna keep this up here. You talk about the kids.
All right, I'm going to talk about the kids. So from the left, if we're looking at the photo left, that's Caleb Barber, who I talked about. The kid next to him, Michael Byers, a safety nickelback from Haggerty High School. Known him since I was little, since he was little at least. Great kid, known him from youth football. The kid next to him is Anthony Benzia, the quarterback from Haggerty. The guy right there in the middle is the man with the plan, the guy behind it. Love you, Pops. You do an awesome job. Love doing what we do together. It's something we've been building for a while, and we're going to continue to give back. Kid next to him, that's Carson Sekiro's Lasky, quarterback from Lake Highland Prep. You got Brian Green right next to him, really good receiver from Jacksonville, Florida. And then you got my man Will Watson on the end. He is a DB, the one that I talked to you guys about, safety from Winter Park. And then when you go straight up, kind of hiding behind Brian is Nolan, who I just talked about. And then you got Cully Wimberly. He's a young guy. This 18U team is very young, very, very young. So he's a safety from Lake Nona. Then you got Dylan Jones, the son of Ante Jones, who played at Oklahoma and won a national championship. A young guy, 15-year-old playing 18U, DB 6'2". I expect big things out of him. And then next to him is Luke Boyven, linebacker, Masters Academy. Man is a problem. He plays at Masters Academy where I used to coach, won a state championship. This dude, it looks like Hulk Hogan out there. He is huge. He can run and he can catch and cover. So he's a great kid, great family, awesome. And then you got LaDainian Sweeney from Bishop Moore right next to him. He's a safety, nickelback guy. You got Malachi Jones from Boone High School in the back on the left with the dreads. He's pretty good as well. He plays nickel and running back. You got Cam Lujan next to him, another guy I've known since I was a little guy. He plays corner. He also plays some receiver. Then you got Jonathan J.J. Payne. He's a DB from Bishop Moore, a young guy as well, who was on our 15U team last year. And then you got my man Braylon Noth in the middle with his big old smile, always happy to play football. That's the kid with the FAU offer. And then you got Jason Soto next to him, a young guy, a freshman playing up with 18U. You got Jane Alberti, OCP corner and receiver. Great kid, great family. Shout out to my boy Brian, his dad. That's my guy. And then you got Vaughn Poorman on the right. He's probably one of the most slept on kids. He played quarterback and, he grew and he decided he wanted to go play receiver. He's a class of 2024 guy. He's the brother of Luke Poorman. So, the video guy. So, he's always seeing the camera and whatnot, but he's really coming to his own as a receiver. So that's a little bit of my guys. Those are my guys.
Look, man, you just went. You did the gauntlet. I appreciate that, man. But more importantly, they appreciate it, man. That's what it's all about. And you got a bunch of the dudes on right now showing you all kinds of love, Coach. Hopefully you see them in the comments. If not, watch the replay. You'll get to see them all up on the screen, man.
I love each and every one of you. I love the Gridiron family. Love you guys.
Good deal, man. So Steve, man, what do you got for Coach before we let him go?
Coach, that Bishop Moore. That Bishop Moore. I actually talked to the assistant AD over there.
Hey, pause.
Know that you had so many athletes over there with those boys.
Hey, Steve, jump off and then jump back on. Fix that audio. He was on a mean delay, man. He'll be back on in just a second. So how many teams we got this weekend? How many are you bringing?
We got the 12U. So I'm the head coach of the 12U. We got the 15U. And then we got the 18U. So I'm the OC and the head coach for the 12U. I coach with Coach Adam Sorkness, a great DC that I have on my 12U. And then 15U, I'm the OC and Pops is the head coach, and he runs the D. And then on 18U, we got Coach Landon Talley, played for the Dallas Cowboys on the practice squad and whatnot. And he is the OC, and then Pops runs the D over there. But
okay,
I'm telling Pops, you got to be in many places at all times, because we may be scheduled at the same time. So, we got to make it work.
Okay. So, Steve, man, we got you back. I can tell. So, go ahead. What were you trying to say to Coach before you lagged out on me?
Hey, look, I was trying to say, Coach, I've actually talked to the assistant AD over there at Bishop Moore, and so grateful that y'all have some kids from that school. That's amazing. I mean, the program itself is growing, and the fact that they can do off-season work with the class act of like y'all is really important. Coach, it's just phenomenal. So I always ask our kids when they come on some special stuff. But we talk a lot about your dad, Coach Vince. But is there somebody else that if you're player, coach type guy, is there somebody else that you like to appreciate and give a shout out to while you're here live?
Ooh, I would have to like another coach.
It could be a coach. It could be a special family member that you just want to make sure they know that you love them.
I probably have to shout out two people.
There you go.
I have to shout out my mom. Love my mom to death. She's the best. And then I would have to shout out my girlfriend of 3 years. Love her as well. I know she's watching, so love her as well. So those are my two women in my life. So I love them both.
Coach,
look, that was
I had to kind of throw you an assist real there.
Look, look, man. That was solid. He slid that in there. He threw that in there. Good deal. So look, Coach, man, I appreciate it. I know Championship 7v7 appreciates having you, right? Love seeing what you do, man. More importantly, love the passion you have for the kids, man. The passion for the kids goes more recognized than you would ever know. And when we play this back, right, and we got other folks that from other organizations, they watch this and they see your passion. I hope it rubs off on them. Even if they're, equally as passionate, man, I want you to rub off on everybody because it was amazing to see the love that you have for these kids, the detail you have for these kids. I mean, you literally ran the gauntlet on the spot. On the spot.
You got to know your kids. You got to connect with your kids. That's the big thing.
I love it.
You got to connect with your kids. And, if you connect with your kids are going to play harder for you. And that's the biggest thing, because, we can sit there and we can yell and scream at them. But, at the end of the day, if you don't really know them and, really know them as a person, what are they doing? What are you out here doing, really? So, that's something that a lot a lot of people need to really like look themselves, especially coaches, got to look themselves in the mirror and be like, why are you really doing this? So that's definitely why.
Look, man, that is incredibly well said. So, look, I do this every single week, right? I'm gonna extend the invite to any of your guys, right? That want exposure, an additional tool to their tool belt, right? I would love to have them on. Either they can join me one on one, they can join me with you because I think you'd be a great hype man because they're gonna be a little modest on themselves, and then you can spice them up, right? We can watch their huddle film, we can watch some championship 7v7 film, we can watch whatever they got that would be beneficial, right? I got the platform for them, man. That's what Spotlight 39 is all about. That's why we, join forces with TruXposur and Championship 7v7 during the off season, so we can really continue to bring the exposure. So open invite to anybody on your team or teams and anybody that's watching, man. If you're a student athlete, we got a platform for you. We want to help you out. We want to get you that additional tool to help you gain the exposure that you deserve. If you got a story to share, man, we want to hear it because I think everybody's story can impact somebody in a positive way. So with that being said, man, Steve, what last words you got for me before we close this thing out and we bring up the 39 Hearts Foundation, which is the reason why I do everything I do, because every strong athlete needs a strong heart. So make sure you check out the website, spotlight39.com. Click on 39 Hearts. It's got the why. It's deep. It's real. Make sure you check it out. Steve, what you got?
Hey, just again, appreciate you, Coach. I appreciate all the family that you have, Coach. How so many people from Gridiron Elite show up to support their children. Love, 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 love that. Cannot appreciate your father and you more for supporting our organization and really standing with families because this is supposed to be family centric. Every single one of those players that you just named, those young men will have an opportunity to go out and create the same type of experience in their community. You've named over 40 people, Coach. Those 40 young men have a chance to impact, let's say individually, 40 lives per year. Now you've made a difference because those 40 lives can go out and impact 40 more lives, or it could be 39 more lives, as my man Spotlight, my man Rob Odie said. So now back on this real quick. When you come out, you're going to still see our beautiful faces from our registration team, Carla, Nelly, Sharon. We've even thrown in some flavor from last year with Deshaun. She's coming all the way from Georgia for us, okay? Big old shout out to Deshaun. Okay, we've got Michaela back. Okay, you've seen her pretty face at the gates in Plano. Might see her again out here. Okay, we've got people coming from all over. Chris is coming down. We've got Alonzo. We've got all of our staff from Spencer to Kat. Gary is out there just killing the game right now. If y'all don't know Gary, find Gary when you get there. Gary is the funniest guy you will ever meet. Okay, Gary has jokes for days. You might not see him because he's over there cracking jokes with people, but Gary is a great guy. Our sponsors, they work in confluence with us so that we're able to provide what we provide, but we can't do it without the people. So people show up for the love. Grip Boost, we really appreciate you so much, making sure the hands are good. Yoked, we appreciate you making sure that the body stays good. And Zenith, we appreciate you making sure the headgear, the brain stays good because these young people have a long ways to go. And without you coaches bringing those families out, we don't know what we would do. Every single family member that can show up to our event, when you clap for that child, even if it's an uncle, an aunt, a niece, if you're a friend of the family, a neighbor, when you come out and clap for those kids, it means something for them. So come out, show up, support them. And coach, last words to all the young people out there before we go, coach. Last words.
You close
For
it
all the
out.
young, for all the young people out there, from athletes to just regular people, whatever you set your mind to, just continue to push for it and strive for it. Never give up. Never think a dream is too big. And just shoot for the stars and aim for the moon. That's all I gotta say. And God bless
Let's go.
everyone. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to a great tournament, and hopefully these gridiron teams can hold a trophy up this weekend.
Love it, love it, love it. With that
Let's
being
go.
said, man, here it is. 39 Hearts, the reason for everything. Check it out, spotlight39.com.